Bakersfield. That's a big question. Why do you always come to Bakersfield?
Because I like Bakersfield.
Because you like
Why
it?
not Bakersfield? We like to go where other candidates often don't go. Look, bottom line is that we are working very hard to have a large voter turnout in California. We have put together an extraordinary grassroots movement. It's multiracial, it is multi-generational, and we have, as of this point, if you can believe it, knocked on almost 1 million doors, and by the time election day comes, we'll probably have done a lot more than that. So we think we've got a good shot to win because of our grassroots movement.
And so Bakersfield, are you really trying to conquer that Latino vote here?
Among other things, yes. We have an agenda, I think, that speaks to the needs of working class people. This is a working class community. Our agenda speaks to the needs of the Latino community, of the black community, of the white community. We're bringing people together that says that we need an economy and a government that maybe, just maybe, might start working for working people and not just the billionaires. That's what the campaign is about. That's what our administration will be about.
And so speaking about those workers, farmers and farm workers is a big talker in this town. So what would you really like to tell our farm workers about what your plan would be associated with the water issues that they face?
Well, water is a major, major crisis, and that revolves around at least two issues. Number one, climate change. I don't have to tell the people of California what climate change is doing to this state and, in fact, to the whole world. We have seen an unprecedented level of terrible, terrible fires. Drought means there will be less water available for people, less water available for agriculture. So issue number one is we cannot run away from the existential threat of climate change. And that means we have got to take on the fossil fuel industry, transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Number two, there are many people in this community, and communities like this, when they turn on their water faucet, they cannot drink the water because that water is laden with pesticides. And what we need to do is create an agricultural system in this country which is not polluting water. It's a difficult task, but it's something that I will take on.
Okay, so the farmers here, they get allocated X amount of water each year, but they still have to pay X amount of dollars. So would you plan to give them more water?
I think that, well, this is a difficult issue, and it's something we have to look at. I can't give you a definitive answer now. But a lot of that has to do with local issues and state decisions.
Most definitely. All right, and you also touched on, energy, clean energy, shifting away from oil and coal. So here in the Valley, oil and ag is a huge industry. So would you like to pose tighter regulations on those industries?
Look, in terms of climate change, we don't have a choice. We don't. If you listen to the scientific community, what they are telling us, if we do not move boldly and aggressively to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel, the planet that your kids and grandchildren will have will be increasingly uninhabitable and unhealthy. And we cannot allow that to happen. What we have done is brought forth the most comprehensive climate change proposal ever brought forth by a federal candidate. And included in it, as we make that transition, is the most generous and unprecedented protection for workers who might be impacted by that transition. We're talking about 5 years of income, 5 years of health care, 5 years of the opportunity for job training. So it is a very generous proposal as we transition away from fossil fuel. There's nobody in Congress, I think, who has a stronger lifetime voting record than I do for workers, for unions. So the workers in the fossil fuel industry are not my enemy. But what is my enemy, what is the enemy of all people on this earth, is climate change, and we have got to address that crisis.
So what do you tell our viewers who may be asking, how do we keep those jobs that are associated with the oil industry in Kern County if we are posing tighter regulations?
No, what we are doing is making sure that in the transition, we're going to be creating up to 20 million good-paying jobs, okay? And in the transition, anybody who loses their job will have unprecedented protection in terms of income for 5 years. Healthcare, job training. So we're not, workers are our friends, not our enemies. But we have together, as a nation and as a world, we've got to address this climate change crisis. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.